What's up, guys? Ice Boy here. So I took me a little walk down memory lane. Conway, one of my patrons, thank you, sir, for your contributions. May your finances be blessed and may you prosper. Conway made mention to it on Facebook of how he's been playing the most recent ladder reset for Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, on the Battle.net realms. My initial thought was, but Diablo 2 on the Battle.net realms, for one, they're flooded with bots. Two, is this 4:3 ratio, and Iceman sure as fuck doesn't like stretching out the screen. Three, you have a tiny inventory. It ain't like the modded versions that I've been playing. Like Path of Diablo, or Project Diablo 2. Four, your stash is small as fuck. Five, you don't have added endgame content like maps of level 85 plus areas that are just filled with like thousands of monsters. But then I thought to myself, how much do these things really matter? This is a step back into the simple days, man. Alright? Like I made this sorcerer, she's only level 7, Iceman, on US East. This is toad as fuck. There's something to be said about journeying back to simpler times. And Ice Boy would even argue it could perhaps be appealing to many of you. So give it a try, if you haven't yet. This may be what I would suggest. Alright? I have been playing some Veil of Photograph, but to be honest, I've been itching to play this shit. That's right, non-modded Diablo 2 on botnet. I'm not gonna take shit from the bots. Fuck the bots. I ain't taking no handouts. I ain't taking shit. But what I am fixing to get is a godly as fuck sorceress. For real. That's another thing, man. You got Path of Diablo, right? You got Project Diablo 2. The godly as fuck items have been nerfed. Alright? They're not godly as fuck anymore. Hodo's been nerfed. The res, the cast rate. Enigma's been nerfed. Them items are basically little bitches now. Sorceress been nerfed. You can't teleport without getting your damage reduced for 0.5 or a full second even by 50%. It's fucked up. Something to be said about them OP godly as fuck traits that Diablo 2 had. The godly as fuck Hammerden that nobody likes. I know a lot of you dogs like the Hammerden. I never did. I probably had a Hammerden once, like ever. Thought it was boring. Fly around, spin your little hammers, you don't swing a weapon, you don't have a variety of skills, nothing. He's not cute like the Sorceress or the Amazon. You know what really... I didn't like the Hammerden. Alright? Even though it probably is the most OP class. Will I see them? During my journey on LOD? Probably. Will I take advantage of them by following them around? Stealing their drops? Maybe a little bit. Will I join battle runs? Probably. Some of those, but what I mainly like is, as many of you dogs know, is I like to run the Chaos Sanctuary. And folks are saying, well, in Project Diablo 2, the endgame maps, you just find a ton of good items at once and it gets old as fuck. And now they're saying, well, I'm pissed now because they're nerfing the drop rates for Season 3 in the maps, they're nerfing the MF and the experience gained. But you know what? I didn't run the maps much anyway. I probably ran like 10 fucking maps Season 2. So I'm not going to notice a difference anyway. And on that note, it made me consider, well, why do you play the modded Diablo? Ice Boy, if you don't even do the endgame shit? Like I said, man, this is going back to simpler times. And I don't even remember what a decent LOD sorceress is like. Shit. I gotta go buy more mana. This is fucked up. I'm definitely, I'm not playing decent. See, but I'm saving my skills. I can't even remember what a decent sorceress is like. I would almost always run a Javazon. But I wanted something a lot more mobile, because the Javazon isn't mobile at all. She just sucks for mobility, and until she gets Enigma. But even then, her cast rates are horrible. Her frame rates. So, what I miss from old school D2 are the godly as fuck sorceresses. No nerf on teleport. Oh, damn. Look at that shield. Yeah, there's no teleport nerf. You don't got the Hodo nerf. Infinity does a ton of damage. Hell yeah. Godly charm that I can give to like a melee character, even though melee characters suck in this. In fact, that's kind of why I wanted to go to modded, because I heard of melee splash damage. I just think that's something that should maybe be added. Come on. Fuck. I'm going to sell this. Splash damage is like one of the few things that I really wouldn't mind being added to a Diablo 2 Resurrected. Because you're a godly as fuck barbarian, right? With like Breath of the Dying and Grief. And you have to run around and hit each individual devilkin in order to kill them all. So you're like running around killing one, killing another, killing another, killing another. There's no radius and splash damage whatsoever. So even enemies with very low HP, it takes you like 10 seconds to kill a little swarm of them, right? And then you'll see a sorceress with just mediocre gear, and she'll teleport onto screen, cast one spell, kills them all, and then teleport away. She kills them all in a fraction of a second. What takes you, a character with more expensive gear, more time invested, it takes you 4, 5, 6 seconds to kill that little mob of devilkins. It's bullshit. So that's why, you know, splash damage, I mean, it really helps. It helps even in a bit more the playing field from melee to casters, even though the casters are still more powerful in general, I think. But that's why the splash damage, I think, is a pretty good idea. But anyway, so I've been playing this a little bit. I intend to level her up more. Let me know in the comments, what is a decent LOD, vanilla, or whatever you want to call it, Battle.net Realm, non-modded Diablo 2? What's a decent build for a sorceress for starters? I know folks make the Leaf Staff, which is often nerfed in the mods as well, so that's another kind of fun thing to go back to. You know, just this overpowered shit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Diablo 2 was godly as fuck. That's why folks started making mods on it, right? Like, folks went back to Diablo 2 after Diablo 3 came out. 5 months of playing Diablo 3, you're done. Then you all went back to Diablo 2. Or a lot of toads did anyway. I came back late in the game, but nonetheless, I came back. And I've never been back to Diablo 3 since. Aside from a few quick runs of just, you know, getting the set that the game basically gives you, killing a few things, then getting bored as fuck. After about 6 or 7 hours of gameplay in total, alright? So, that's the thing, is there was something appealing about the unfairness, in some regards, for Diablo 2, right? The unevenness, the OP shit. You know, there was some appeal to that, even though it's not entirely fair, you know what I'm saying? It's not every character is damn near equal, and, because now the OP items, they feel very powerful. And back in the day, you'd strive for that. But when you start nerfing everything, just everything gets a bit more blended together, you know what I'm saying? So you do get an Enigma, but you could rather use this other armor with a bunch of sockets in it and shit, and it's almost the same sort of heightened level of like dopamine induction or whatever the fuck you call it. You know what I'm saying? Comparatively speaking, when you compare these two items, Whereas in Diablo 2, if you get an Enigma, Diablo 2 non-modded, if you get an Enigma or a Hoto, you know that this is like best in slot shit, hands down. No questions asked. So it feels good as fuck to attain that. Alright? And they're actually hard to attain if you don't like chase the bots around and stuff, because I mean rune rates in this game, the drop rate for the runes, I mean I think they're even more difficult to attain than in Path of Diablo and Project Diablo 2. Is that correct? And in some cases many would argue they're damn near unattainable. However, that is still part of the allure, I think. You know, it keeps us going, man. It keeps you on that journey to want that singular, godly as fuck, overpowered item. You know what I'm saying? I hope I get there, to be honest with you guys, because the lightning sword sucks without infinity. So I'm going to have to deal with using Blizzard and shit, which I really don't like to use. I'm going to have to deal with that until I am able to attain infinity. So we'll see how long that takes. But anyway, so yeah, my game style, I mean, I don't want to pump any more points into this Frost Nova. And it's starting to get to the point where it's not worth using. Now that I'm almost to the Dark Wood, with just 1 point in it. So basically, I need to start pumping up these synergies. And then Glacial Spike, when I get it, will be very nice, because it actually has some AoE. Unlike Ice Blast and Ice Bolt. And then I can start pumping up Blizzard. And have Blizzard on the left click, Teleport on the right. And just do that whole thing, you know, and see what I can do with that build. I mean, I do miss the Javazon, though, for like, pit runs and stuff like that, and in this non-modded Battle.net D2, Lightning Fury's godly as fuck. You know, you can emit like 40-some bolts when you have that shit maxed out with a bunch of GCs and stuff. 40-some bolts at once, have your Griffins on, your Enigma, you know, Teleport. It's not charges, you know, you just straight up get the skill. You can keep casting that shit to infinity as long as you have the mana to do it and a decent cast rate. So things like that, man, just sound kind of appealing right now. You know, it's been somewhat a breath of fresh air joining up on this run, and some say that this is like the last legit old school Diablo 2 ladder reset, because the whole D2R is coming out this year. I'm fucked right now. I'm gonna exit this game. Apparently it's coming out this year, right? And I think these old ladder resets are going to be done with, aren't they? They're going to like Battle.net 2.0, and that's going to be all D2R stuff, but hopefully they'll crunch down more on the bots and stuff like that, but I guess we'll see. But some argue that this is actually the last classic Diablo 2 ladder reset. So if any of you dogs want to get on, let me know and hit me up in the comments, your account name, and maybe we can run some stuff, all right? So thank you to my patrons for supporting me as you have. If you want to become a patron, click the links in the description below. And if you do choose to become a patron, may your finances be blessed. May the Creator bless you and keep you, and may you have many wives. Peace be with you, sir.